So we're making some headway on this Rockblade install. As you can see up in here, I got some wires. Everything's just loosely ran right now. So we've got this one mounted here in the fender. So it kind of points out a little bit. I like to have them point down, but I don't want them over here where they get just absolutely drilled with dirt and rocks. So, and I didn't really want to drill a hole in any of my round tubing, so that's where I'm at. Obviously, the other side's got the same place. So I've just got everything kind of loosely ran. I'm mounting the control box back here. I would have mounted it up under the hood, but the wires aren't long enough to reach to the backlights that I want to put in. So that's where it's gonna go. Kind of sucks because it gets pretty dirty there, but it is what it is. As you can see, I went ahead and I had to extend the positive and negative for the control box. So if you're ever wondering how to do that, where you twist the wires together and it makes it look nice, just put it in the end of a drill. Hold on to it. I snipped off these connectors because the white connectors there, the seal tight ones, I didn't have the female side, so I'm just going to use these regular old butt connectors. I just put the I just put the insulated ones on the positive side and non-insulated on the negative side. Should work fine. It doesn't really get a whole lot of water up here in the dash. Obviously everything is getting shrink wrapped and sealed up the best it can. Having some troubles finding a good spot in the back to mount these. Had a good little spot over here on the driver's side. However, we got the air filter box on the passenger side that's getting in the way. So kind of sucks, but we'll figure something out when I get to that point. Just about done. Some of my other switches showed up, and it looks pretty good. They're a little like crooked. I don't really know why, but they are. Just waiting on my winch one and an interior light one, which are gonna be they're a week away. Pulled some of these out of the old Jeep stuff that I had laying around, and they are gonna go right about there. Super ATV gets my stuff shipped to me, hopefully. Should be here tomorrow. I bought their 2-inch adjustable brackets for mounting on the old roll cage. So them should be here tomorrow, I think. So I'll keep you up. Well, we get a little more update on what's going on here. Still got a bunch of loose wiring to get to. I already showed you guys the amount of them lights up front. These wires are just temporary. My brackets are still not here. Hopefully they'll get here. But I did get the switch plate mounted. Now keep in mind that I've got a winch one coming and an interior light coming, but they're on back order, so they said 2 more weeks. Obviously I don't have a winch yet, but I plan to have one. And I wanted to get all the same switches, so sometimes manufacturers change stuff, so I just ordered everything, all the switches. The switches are only like $9 a piece. Yeah, and then I mounted the controller right there. You can see I've got all the wires kind of just loosely. I'm just waiting to get them all ran. I've got 4 on now. I ended up putting these ones kind of up here. Now I know that's not going to shine on there, but I'm going to put ones, I just drilled the holes for them. You can see right there. I've got to pull the passenger seat out to get to it. So I think I'm going to roll with 6. Now this system can run 8. I do have 8. I was messing around with it last night with just the 4 in here, and it works pretty good. It's a pretty nice little system. So yeah, that's my little update for today. I'll probably get a, oh, speaking of my roll cage stuff, FedEx guy just pulled in, and I'm willing to bet he's got my roll cage cube mounts. But anyways, here's the kit that I bought through Auto Power on Amazon. Of course, it's made in China, but actually really well built kit, and it works pretty cool on your phone, Android or iPhone. It's got strobe functions. It'll play with your music. You can change the color, mix it how you want it. You can pulse it, rainbow, whatever you want. It's you know, I just want rock lights, so it's way more than what I need, but I think you can get like a 4-light kit for like $45, which is just dirt cheap. So we'll see how long it lasts, but a little update. I'll get these pods on and show you guys what's going on with it. All right. Well, we got things a little tidied up down here. There's a lot of extra wire from them rock lights. So I got the lights mounted, pods. Okay, which seems like an easy task. So my Super ATV stuff came in, but evidently 2 inches is not 2 inches. Well, the cube light mounts came in, and well, it seemed like that would be a bolt-on project. It was a little bit of work to get everything to fit right. Got all the wiring done, got the shroud back on here. Only wire you can see is the one that comes out to the front LEDs, only on one side because of that cover. But it's all taped up, or zip tied up and wound up. There's a lot of extra wire, so you got plenty of room on them things. These clamps from Super ATV are for a 2-inch roll cage. Just so you know, if you buy them for your Talon, they don't tighten up completely on them. So what I had to do was take a little like piece of rubber, like an inner tube, slice it and wrap it around there so it would tighten up tight, so these mounts would hold. And it took quite a bit of doing to get this on there. I've got a Honda half windshield, so I had to take the rubber seal off, and then you can't see, but up in here, there we go, this arced area, I had to take a Dremel and round it out about less than half an inch. I would say 3/8 of an inch, both sides. I could probably get the rubbers to fit, but I'd have to cut the rubber that goes down in here. I wouldn't have to do any modification if I mounted these up higher, but I don't like the way that looks when they're mounted up that high. It just looks terrible. So I like them mounted kind of in, clean looking, and I think we achieved that. So pretty happy about that. And there was a ton of extra wire where I mounted the control box for all my rock lights. I only used 6 out of the 8. I tried to make it look as clean as you can, but when you got an extra 4 foot of wire for 6 wires, it's just pretty tough to do it. So I added, I told you guys before, I had these ones, which really don't do anything for being able to see the suspension, but they do shine out in the woods. So I added these ones, which I had to take the seats out to get to the bolts. But they're kind of protected by the shock, is why I put them there. So hopefully a big rock, anything, doesn't smoke them. You know, that's the only thing bad, and that's why I didn't put them out here to the outer edge. I just try and protect them a little bit, best I can. So yeah, it was a little bit more involved project than I had anticipated. You can see this one's in the same spot, and I will do a demonstration later on when it gets a little darker out. I'll probably pull it out, and I'm going to put this all back together down here. But yeah, pretty cool little project. It's all done. I'm ready for Drummond Island. I would like to have a little bit more tire on it for Drummond Island, but I just bought a plasma table, so it's kind of out of the question. So I'm gonna have to just take it easy on mods to this for a little bit until my plasma table starts paying for itself, and probably take you guys on that ride too. Like I said, I program CNC stuff a little, like, meaning I didn't write the programs from scratch. We would load programs and edit them at a production shop. So obviously I didn't use Bob Cam, which I have on this new plasma. It's not new, it's new to me. It's a refurbished unit. Not that it was cheap, but it wasn't 30 grand. Really hard to justify buying a $30,000 piece of equipment that's really not going to get used a ton. I hope to use it a lot, but you know, for me, if I don't use it a lot, then it's a cool tool to have, and I can make some Christmas presents and do some odds and ends for a couple of my buddies that run off-road shops. So I'm going to take you along for the ride. We'll see what we can mess up on this machine, because I've never used Bob Cam before. I've never used a plasma table with stepper motors. So obviously most CNC high-end machining equipment has ball screw and servo drive motors. So we'll but it's all G, and you know, you got evidently you got conversion files, and Bob Cam can switch them over to a DXL file. So to my understanding, you know, I don't want to sound like I know what I'm talking about, because I know very little. But one thing's for sure is we can get her checked out. So I got to get this other side of the shop tomorrow. I'm gonna get an exhaust fan in, and I'm probably gonna stick it back in that cubby back there. It is a 4x8 machine. I'm gonna finish all that off tomorrow with white sheet metal, like siding, the roof and the sides all around in there. And then I'm gonna put an exhaust fan back in there, because this does not have a water table yet. If it does well and pays for itself, I will either build a water table or have one built. Probably just build one, being I have a plasma and I can cut the whole thing out and then just weld it all together. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick it out over there so it's out of the way. I've got to run some compressor stuff over from the air dryer, and yeah, we'll see how messy it is. Hopefully not too messy, because I don't want all my stuff in here getting this side of the shop's supposed to be getting all insulated and finished this fall. So as I get time, I got the loft done, we got the stairs done, so I gotta spray the insulation, put the insulation up top, and paint this and put the barn siding on it. And this should be nice and white, and this is going to be my machine shop side. And eventually I'm going to have a lean-to off the back to put my tractor and the quad and the Talon and the mower and some of my other vehicles, just park them out back. I did build a parking lot out back. It's not cement yet, but I did do all the dirt work, because this is just my workshop where I bring cars in, and you know, I would like to air condition the other side just like this one is. Probably gonna do a wood burner over there. So, but yeah, so cool little project, and we'll see how it does up at Drummond Island. We plan on doing a little night riding, so excited about that. Night riding is always really fun, and having lights so you can see what you're doing is a definite bonus. So we did some night riding in the Jeeps down in Harlan, and we had a blast when we went down there. So hope to just enjoy that again. At any rate, it's cool to have lights, and just in case you're out running around, even in my backfield there. I don't really know what these lights are going to do when I do go to a full windshield. I plan to do that Super ATV flip out windshield. So as you can see, it's hitting this. So that's going to rub a little bit, but I don't really care. You know, a couple little scratches here and there ain't gonna hurt this thing. It's a toy, guys. You know, so while I like it to look nice, it's ultimately just a toy. And so after a few years, if it looks a little rough, it looks a little rough. Well, we wash her and maintain it, you know, but aside from that, I'll run it through the woods, do whatever I want with it, you know. So I think the next thing that I'd like to do to this thing is aside from tires, I'd really like to get a cage on it before we go do any serious hill killing with it. You know, just nobody's making anything in Michigan. And I mean, if I have time, I do have access to a DOM setup, tubing bender, and you know, so it's not out of the question to do my own. It doesn't look like a very complex machine. I can buy the bungs from people, you know, the bungs that go on here, that bolt on here, because I would leave it stock all the way down. And I would honestly want to leave this tube stock so all the windshields fit it. I don't want to have to put a custom windshield. I'm pretty happy with the angle of this. I just hate the rear. So something a little more sexy, a little stronger. But yeah, anyways, hope you guys are doing good. And just a little Talon update. All right. Little pulsate, so you can kind of do whatever with this. Pulsating, whatever, rainbow, don't matter. And then light up. These are my if I can get a little bright here. But yeah, it's pretty bright. There we go. Finished product. Pretty simple to do.